Tola is the only son of his billionaire parent, but he is impotent, and all the cute ladies he had dated were leaving in droves. To worsen his problem, his manhood is like that of a 5-year-old boy. This video is about two scammers in a relationship. Let's see who wins. Let's see who is the real scammer. Watch to the end to know who won in the game. Tola is the only child of his billionaire parent. Though rich and handsome, he had a tough time finding love. His number one problem is that he is not just impotent, but also having a very small manhood. His old parents are on his neck to marry quick so that they can have their first grandchild. Tola's dad was so rich, even the very rich called him an extremely wealthy person. He owned big companies, lands, and a lot of cars, even a private jet. People knew him everywhere. Tola's parents are worried every day about Tola's shameful secret. He was a kind man, but when it came to dating, things always went the wrong way. He had tried to have girlfriends, but none of them stayed long. Why? Because Tola could not satisfy them on the bed. As soon as they realized that, they would leave faster than a cat spotting water. And so, Tola sat, wondering if anyone would love him for who he was and not for what he couldn't do. The parents are always overjoyed when he finds a new girlfriend. They always hope that one will stay that will give them a grandchild. Every girl he met seemed sweet at first. They would smile, laugh, enjoy fancy dinners. But after a while, they either lost interest or were only interested in his money. The moment they saw his fat wallet, their eyes sparkled like gold. But as soon as they realized he couldn't give them more than money, they had left without looking back. Tola could not perform on the bed, so as an excuse, he disguised to those ladies that he does not want to touch them until after they marry. Tola felt stuck between his parents' wish for a grandchild and the heartbreak of losing every girlfriend he had. Tola could maintain a girlfriend based on the amount he could spend to maintain them. Wow, good news. Funmi just came into Tola's life, a lady with a smile so sweet, even Sugar was jealous. But behind that smile was a calculator, counting every naira and dollar Tola had. The moment Funmi met Tola, she didn't see a man. Oh no, she saw walking, talking ATM with unlimited withdrawal. Wow, Tola, you are so amazing. Funmi would say, batting her eyelashes like she was trying to fly away. Really? You think I'm amazing? Poor Tola believed every word. Oh yes, Funmi replied, her eyes sparkling, but not because of love. No, they were sparkling because she could already picture herself dining on an expensive yacht and sipping expensive drinks. You are so kind and generous. Oh, you are wealthy. While Tola thought he had found his true love, Funmi was busy plotting how to milk him dry. Behind his back, she was running around with other men like a rabbit after Carol. But to Tola, she acted like the perfect girlfriend. Babe, do you really love me? Tola asked one day, looking hopeful. Funmi leaned in, smiling sweetly. Of course, darling, she said, thinking. Tola had no idea he had just invited a gold digger into his life, complete with a shovel and a big empty bag. One evening, Funmi came to visit Tola in a grand style, her eyes looking sad. Well, as sad as professional gold digger could pretend to be. Babe, you've always told me that you loved me. I told you last week that my mom was not feeling fine. You didn't even ask how far. Funmi just broke down, crying. Tola could not withstand her sweetheart crying. She held her in her hands. Oh babe, why now? I told you we had a conference all throughout last week. Funmi began crying. I need some money for my mom. She's really sick. The doctor says it's a kidney issue. Tola being the sweetheart, he was panicked. Oh no. How much do you need?
Just 5 million naira. It's for her treatment. She's having a kidney problem.
Funmi replied, trying hard not to smile. Of course, there was no sick mother. That money was already earmarked for a shopping spree that would leave Tola's bank account. And it didn't stop there. Funmi became a pro at inventing stories. One day it was,
Babe, my car broke down. I need 350,000 naira for repairs.
And the next it was,
Darling, I'm in trouble with my landlord. Could you help me with 500,000 naira?
Every time, Tola pulled out his checkbook, happy to help. He had no idea that while he was busy signing checks, Funmi was spending the money on everything she lost them for. Designers' wares, wigs, and perfumes. Funmi used part of the money to take care of other guys that could last long on the bed. She was always booking a hotel with her money and switching off her phone to evade any traces. Funmi was living the high life while Tola lived in the dark. One day, Tola's bosom friend bumped into Funmi at one expensive nightclub. Funmi was having an erotic hug and kissing with another guy. Another time, another friend of Tola was telling him that he saw Funmi around 11 p.m. with another guy coming out of the car that was driven by a rich man. Tola's ears is getting full with a lot of evil tales that he is hearing concerning his darling Funmi. The worst of the issue is that Funmi's dad is a business partner to his dad. This sentiment is too strong to break as the parents sees it. Tola had enough, and every time she asked for money, it felt like she was spinning another tall tale. So Tola came in with a wild plan. If Funmi was really with him just for love or money, he wanted to catch her red-handed if she was truly faithful to him. And what better way to do it than by pretending to be blind? One evening, Tola sat down with his parents and spilled the whole plan. I'm going to fake being blind, he said, as his parents looked at him with wide eyes. Blind? His dad asked, almost spilling his tea. Yes, Tola replied confidently. I will wear dark glasses and hidden cameras, and I will plant recorders everywhere in my rooms, my office. Everything Funmi does or says will be recorded. We will see if she's truly loyal or just a gold digger. His parents, desperate to see their son happy and out of Funmi's clutches, agreed to help. They even helped him find a perfect pair of sunglasses which had tiny cameras, cleverly hidden in the frames. Tola practiced looking blind, stumbling around the house until he got the act just right. But that wasn't all. Tola went the extra mile, planting special voice recorders in all his rooms and offices. These devices would require every conversation Funmi had, whether she was talking sweetly to him or plotting her next move with someone else. Tola put on his blind act, his camera glasses firmly in place, ready to catch Funmi in action. Now the stage was set. All he had to do was wait for her to show her true colors and record every single second of it. To begin the act, the parents, with the help of a friend, they obtained a fake medical report from an ophthalmologist that Tola won't be able to use his eyes again. Funmi saw the medical report and she wept profusely. Deep down in her heart, she was very happy because with this, he would be doing her runs unhindered. Tola had his dark glasses on, pretending to be blind, but his eyes were sharper than even behind those sneaky camera lenses. Funmi, clueless as ever, thought she was not monitored. So, one afternoon, they drove to a fancy eatery for a lunch. Tola could sense that something was about to go down. He just didn't know it would be this fast. After they sat down, Funmi flashed a fake smile and said, I need some fresh air, babe. Tola nodded, like a good blind man playing along. But Tola confronted her that the AC there is working well, but his hidden cameras were ready for action.
Oh baby, I need to connect to download my papers. The network is very poor here. Could you give me a few minutes to go out?
As soon as Funmi stepped outside, she didn't head for the fresh air. No, she walked straight to a nearby doorway where another man was waiting. Tola watched the whole thing through his dark glasses. He brought out his phone to capture his evidence. He zoomed his phone and he captured how Funmi was hugging the man. Tola smiled, thinking, I've caught you." His camera glasses had recorded every second of her cheating adventure, and Funmi had no idea her sneaky game was about to come crashing down. The day of reckoning had finally arrived. Tola's mansion was packed. His friends, family, and even Funmi's parents were all invited for what they thought was a grand buffet. Little did they know it was a buffet of open disgrace for Funmi. Tola had prepared everything perfectly. He had all the video footages from his camera glasses, along with the audio recordings of Funmi's sneaky conversations. The evidence was piled up like a courtroom case, and today everyone was about to witness the biggest reveal of the year. After the delicious buffet, Tola cleared his throat and stood in front of the crowd. "Thank you all for coming," he began, his voice calm but filled with purpose. Funmi smiled at him across the room, completely unaware of what was about to happen. "As some of you know, I have been blind recently." The crowd nodded their head, not knowing the deeper meaning behind his words. "But today, I want to show you all something." With that, Tola signaled one of his staff, and the big plasma TV in the room lit up. What played next left everyone speechless. There, in crystal clear HD, was Funmi's entire web of deceit, her fake crying stories, and of course, the infamous kiss in the eatery. Funmi's face turned pale, her jaw dropped, and tears began to well up in her eyes as the room filled with gasps and murmurs. Tola's friends and family stared at the screen in shock. Funmi's parents sat frozen, unable to believe what they were seeing. As the final clip ended, Tola turned to Funmi, now weeping like a baby. "Funmi," he said, his voice steady and strong, "I may have been blind, but I've seen everything. You played me for a fool, but today the game ends." Funmi cried harder, covering her face, but there was no escape. Everyone had seen her for who she truly was, a gold digger, caught in her own trap. Tola stood tall, victorious, while Funmi's reputation crumbled in front of everyone she knew. Moral lesson: all acts of deception and dishonesty eventually catch up with those who practice it. Please subscribe